Mapping the newsfeed is pretty simple now that we have a functional server API. First, we need a new utility method for the UIUtils class. This is mostly boilerplate code. Notice that a lot of the Java developers would do something like component to array, but that's problematic as it requires reflection to detect the generic type of the list and allocate an array of that specific type. Codename 1 doesn't support that as it would include runtime overhead. Once this is out of the way, the generic code in the newsfeed container class is simpler. We no longer need the last time variable as the code works with standard paging now. This is a special case for the edge of the data, where the number of entries is smaller than a full page size. We request the page data using a synchronous API call. This specific API call uses invoke and block internally and thus safe on the EDT. We build components for the responses and then convert them to an array as required by the API. That's pretty simple and will automatically fetch additional data as we scroll down in the UI. So the big missing piece is actual content that fits into that feed. To do that, we need to make some changes to the new post form. First, I extracted two of the local fields into class level variables that I can use later. We can then change the event handling code to invoke the post method instead of the blank block we had. After that, all the logic is in the post method itself. We create a post object on the fly. Right now, all posts are public, as I don't want to get into friends only, UI, etc. If the post succeeded, we can go back to the previous form. Notice that you will need to refresh after adding a post right now. This is something we'll resolve when integrating push later. With that, we can post and see the entries appear in the newsfeed. Because of the way login works, our user object stored in serverapi.me will include the friend requests and people we should know. This should work out of the box and suggest friend requests whenever we log in. One missing piece is refresh. Since we cache the user objects, we might have additional friends waiting. We can implement that in the add poll to refresh call within the friends container constructor. That updates the user object, and after that the UI is rebuilt with the new friends.